what Nicole's gonna
Whoa.
see. I just stand like this.
Wait,
So,
my arms.
Yo, what's up?
Looking good, guys.
Why not?
Hey, good hug.
I
Hug
see
video.
you.
Oh, that's a backwards camera.
Got me very Driscoll out there.
Hey,
You
Griffin.
might like it. What's the
Chair.
most important thing?
If you wanna be in and you're not, just move over a little bit, move your chairs over a little bit, okay?
My leg is
Here, I can move this. Demetrius Thomas. Yeah, that's fine.
That person, make sure you have the questions up, so when it's your turn to go. So what I have done for each group, you guys hear, right, is I put a 1 and a 2 next to the ones that I want you to ask. Now, couple things. We have to be quiet, okay, when we're talking to her, because I'm not sure with the noise and things like that. You got a lot of people in the classroom, okay? So please don't talk when she's talking or when somebody's asking a question. If you have a question for her, you know, she's talking about something, you have a question for her, please raise your hand at that point and have her answer it, okay? Is there any questions for me? Yes.
¿Puedes tomar agua rápidamente?
Yeah. So why don't you guys decide, to give you like a minute or two, and then I'm gonna get Nicole, and hopefully it'll work. Decide who's gonna ask the questions. You're gonna ask number 1 and 2. If you really, really feel strongly about one of the questions that you asked, and I didn't put 1 or 2, let me know. Gianni feels very strongly about the animal one. He wants to know about dangerous animals in Spain, which is fine. But like food, for example, I chose one of the groups for food because everybody was curious about food. Okay, so so quickly, like. Everybody say hola to Nicole.
Hola.
Hola, estudiantes.
Okay. So thank you for. So what time is it there, Nicole?
It is 1756 minutes, which translates to 5:56.
That really messes me up.
Are you able to understand a majority of the people who work at businesses you go
For the most part, yes. Sometimes it can be hard, especially if there's like a lot going on and it's really busy. You can't really hear exactly, but it helps a lot when you actually look at the person. Because what I've noticed is when I'm trying to understand my host mom when I'm eating dinner, it's really hard when you're like looking down at your food and trying to understand what she's saying. You have to like actually look at her and pay attention. But yeah, I haven't really had any instances where I was like completely clueless with what was going on yet, which is nice.
All right, and then are you going to visit any other countries while you are in Europe?
I haven't actually, well, I have planned one thing. I'm gonna go to Morocco at the end of March, which I'm pretty excited about. But actually, after I'm finished with this, I'm gonna go meet with one of my friends and we're going to plan a trip to Copenhagen, Switzerland, not sure where in Switzerland yet, London and Stockholm during our spring break.
Mom's coming to Spain for spring break.
Can I ask a question to you? Why are you wearing pajama pants?
Oh,
It's pajama day.
it's Spirit Week for it's Spirit Week. It's pajama.
Those are also my pajama pants in case anyone wants to know.
All right, and then our last question. Are there any dangerous animals?
There's some pretty feisty pigeons, but other than that, not really.
Okay, thank
There's a
you.
lot of feral cats though, actually.
Did you guys hear that?
Feral cats.
Feral cat.
Yeah, like there's just cats like walking around, yeah.
What has
Yeah.
been the hardest cultural difference to adapt to?
Probably the time difference in eating. Because I usually wake up around 8 and I have class from 9 to 11 and then 11 to 1. And I'm usually starving by the end because usually at home I eat lunch around like 11, but they don't eat till like 3. And then dinner is usually at 9 or 9:30. And so I have a stash of snacks that I keep ready at hand.
So, what is the difference between teaching styles in the U.S. and Spain?
I expect it to be a lot more different, but I think since the classes I'm taking are all with other exchange students, the teachers are really kind of chill. But one of the bigger things that's really interesting is teachers are often pretty late to class, at least like 10 or 15 minutes late. And actually, my first day, my teacher didn't actually even show up, so that was interesting. But yeah, they're usually pretty cool. They're not super strict, and there's like absolutely no homework, which is great. But yeah.
Spain.
Alright, do you have downtime? If so, what do you do? If not, is it overwhelming to always be occupied?
I have a lot of downtime. I usually only have 2 classes a day, which sum up to like 4 hours of class. So yeah, everything's pretty chill here. Just take walks, go shopping, hang out, have a coffee, sit in a park and read. It's like a high of like 70 today, so it's really nice outside.
Okay, so Dominic, I guess it's good to say our names now. So our first question is, what is the craziest conversation you've had with a native speaker?
Crazy. So I actually, my mom doesn't even know this, I did my intercambio today. So I met, I'm a partnered with a Spanish student who actually goes to the university and lives in Seville. And I tried to actually explain the Electoral College to him in Spanish today. Which, he kind of got it, but it kind of escalated into a Trump argument, which was pretty exciting. But yeah, that was difficult. But I don't think I've had anything really crazier than that. I don't know.
Is it
Sorry.
difficult sometimes to communicate, and are some words different than what you've learned?
Different. So if you ever plan on going to Spain or spending a long period of time in Spain, when you guys are learning all these verb conjugations, actually pay attention to the vosotros conjugations because everyone uses vosotros here, and sometimes it's kind of confusing when you're trying to understand what they're saying. They keep using vos, and you're like, okay, which I'm kind of getting the handle of it now. But there's just some words that they use instead of, like my host mom, I told her that I was walking and I used the verb caminar, and she was like, no, we use the word andar here. So it's just kind of like some small differences like that. And then, of course, the Andalusian accent is very difficult to understand. My mom can tell you that one. Yeah, I think that's it.
I have a question, Nicole.
Yeah.
What word do they use the most there?
Vale.
Vale.
So you have to say it twice. You have to say vale, vale, and then they'll know that you're, yeah. Or they say hasta luego a lot, even though, like, I'll go in to get a water at, like, a convenience store, and they'll be like, hasta luego, which is really strange because I'm never going to see you again. But that's just something that they say.
Alright, so our second one was, do you plan on seeing any entertainment or sports events while you're there?
Entertainment or sports. So I will probably end up going to a soccer game. When, I'm not sure. But there's a big rivalry in Seville between the 2 major teams, Betis and Seville. And if you ask anyone, they're very biased on which team is the best. So there's that. And I might see a movie. They have a lot of Spanish movie theaters, which are really interesting. But other than that, yeah. I do not intend on going to a bullfight. Hello.
Is it frustrating to not be able to speak English with your host mom?
Sometimes yes. And of course, it turns out that she's probably the hardest person to understand. She speaks really fast, and all of her words are kind of just one word. Which can be frustrating sometimes. And it's really easy to say the wrong thing and we get kind of confused a lot, but me and Claire are really good at helping each other out, and if someone doesn't know the word for something or they're trying to use circumlocution to like kind of like figure out how to say something without actually saying it. But yeah, I haven't gotten to the point where I've been like really frustrated because they couldn't say something, but yeah.
And then, are all the radio stations in Spanish? If so, do you recognize them?
I actually haven't listened to the radio. I would assume that all of them are in Spanish. I know I listen to a lot of Spanish music, and I've gotten to a lot of different songs from different like restaurants that I've been at and stuff. And I listen to a lot of English music here though as well. Sometimes I'll hear like Beyonce or Rihanna, and yeah.
So Nicole, did you hear any music that we listen to on our Spotify there?
Yeah. Do you want me to name specific ones?
Sure, some of the students might know them.
So I've asked a lot of native speakers if they have heard of Alvaro Soler, and they do not. I haven't really heard of anyone who's known him. But is Mi Gente on our playlist?
Mi Gente is, yeah.
That song is everywhere. There's so many remixes, it's insane. Mayores?
Mayores.
No? Yeah, do you know that song?
Yeah, we have you heard
A lot of Enrique, Super Miller Radio.
Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so I'm John.
Okay.
And the most important question, how's the food?
The food. I'm kind of getting kind of sick of some of the same things, but for the most part, it's really good. It's really heavy with like potatoes. They really enjoy potatoes. As you guys have probably read, I'm listing all the tapas, and I think you guys had to look them up or something. The seafood's really good. My host mom, for some reason, really likes cooking with mayonnaise. So once for dinner, we literally just had like 2 pieces of white bread covered in mayonnaise with like 2 tomatoes on them. And I very politely like took a bite of it and then didn't eat it. And I miss pasta. They don't really believe in pasta here. A lot of eggs. A lot of jamon, but I don't eat that, so that's all reserved for my roommate. What else? A lot of gelato. I've been living off of gelato, basically. It's like a religion in Spain. And churros. I haven't posted any pictures of churros, I don't think. Maybe I have. I don't know. But there's this one churro place like 5 minutes away from my house, and it's really dangerous how close it is because I go way too often.
Hey, Nicole, so why don't you eat jamon? I know you can't see me. Why don't you eat jamon?
Porque soy vegetariana.
Gianni's got a question. Yeah, just yell out your question.
Do you eat pizza there?
I don't like pizza. I'm sorry. And it's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people.
Well, do they have it there?
Yeah, but I would imagine it's not very good. Actually, they have a Pizza Hut like 5 minutes away from me. There's a lot of fast food restaurants here from the United States. And they're really busy. Like Burger King is always super packed.
What's your favorite tapa so far?
I don't. It's not really considered a tapa, but I love bread, and they serve bread with everything. So bread in olive oil. It sounds really basic, but their olive oil here is like gold. Like it is the best thing I've ever tasted.
Okay, and what is it like to live with someone who doesn't speak English? And has it ever been difficult to say something to your host mom?
Yeah, it's difficult. Sometimes I just forego saying something because I wish I shouldn't, because I should practice, but because sometimes if you wake up and it's early in the morning, you're kind of like, I have to like figure out what she's saying. Like one morning on the weekend, me and my friends were kind of out late the night before, and we woke up at like noon or something, and I go out to have my breakfast with my roommate, and we're sitting at the table, right, and there's my host mom has a woman over, and they're talking, and we're like, okay, whatever. And I said hi to her and gave her the 2 kisses, and I was really disoriented, and I was like, okay, great, I look great. And so I sat at the table, and all of a sudden Anna comes up, and she's like, okay, so my 3 grandchildren are coming over, and their parents in like 5 minutes. They're like on the stairs. And I'm like, what? And so I'm literally sitting there, like groggy, can't understand what anyone's saying, and all of a sudden these 3 Spanish kids just come running in the kitchen, like screaming, like yelling, and I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness. And then the parents are trying to like introduce themselves to me, and I'm just like, I just want to eat my toast and cry a little bit, but it was fine. I guess the coolest thing I've done is really simple, but just like getting to know a lot of like people who are like from here. My intercombio partner Antonio, he's really nice. My friend's intercombio partner, his name's Javi, he's really nice. We met a group of people from Cadiz who were actually in Seville yesterday, and we went to see them. Their names are Alejandro, Javi again, different Javi, Ruben, and Ivan. So just kind of getting to know the locals is really interesting. Yeah, and just being able to talk to them, and they're really interested about the U.S. and yeah.
Speaking of hanging out with people from Spain, have you met anyone in Spain who like speaks English like at all really well?
No one in Spain speaks English. That was a joke. Yeah, a lot of people speak English. Not like super well. Some people just like spit it back at you, and you're like.
Alright, so like, is your host mom like strict? Like, does she have strict rules that you have to follow, or is she pretty laid back when it comes to like what you have to do?
She's really laid back about a lot of things, but she's kind of gotten more strict about some other things. She really hates it when I leave the house without a coat. She always tells me that I need to be mucho abrigada, which means like covered up. So whenever I leave the house, she makes sure to like pull my scarf like up over my face like this. And even if I'm wearing like lipstick, she just sticks my scarf like right on my lipstick. It's great. Yeah, because I was sick for the first few weeks that I got here. And she kept telling me that it was because that I wasn't bundled up enough and I needed to be bundled up more. And I'm like, that's not the only reason you get sick. There are like germs and stuff, and also like traveling makes your immune system kind of die because you're sleep deprivation, there's different food, different water, you're on a sticky hot bus with a bunch of different kids. But yeah, she was pretty strict about that. But with like rules of like eating and like showering and stuff, she's not that strict. Usually I can come and go whenever I want. She doesn't have like a curfew. Like if I'm going out one night, she's not like, oh, be home by blank. But yeah, the hours of like when kids go out are really different too. Like usually if you're having like an early night, you come back at like 4 a.m. Usually things don't open until like 2, and usually don't leave until 6 or 7.
Goodness gracious.
And then you sleep the entire day, and then you wake up with 4 screaming kids in your house.
How's like the housing? Are you like in the actual like house, or are you like, I don't know, like a big part?
So are you asking about the house? What is the house like?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an apartment, but it's decently big. It's not as small. My mom kept telling me, it's gonna be so small, your room's gonna be tiny, which my room's probably bigger than it is in the States. But yeah, so there's like a living room, there's 2 living rooms actually, there's like a formal dining room, and then there's like a dining table in the kitchen. We have our own bathroom. She has a bathroom in her bedroom, but it's like 2 buildings, it's like a complex. So we're on the 3rd floor, and it's like gated because we're in the city.
Was there anything that you realized that you like forgot back home?
So many things.
Really? Oh.
I wish I brought more warm things. I guess if this isn't something I forget, but something that I miss is peanut butter. They don't believe in peanut butter here.
What?
And I'm addicted to peanut butter, so that's a problem.